Santa Clara County's push for more people to get the flu and COVID vaccine follows similar messaging from the CDC yesterday, and medical experts are saying we need that kind of messaging and more of it to battle what many are calling vaccine fatigue. Dan Kerman reports.
Right now, as COVID cases and hospitalizations are on the rise again, only about a third of older Americans, those 65 and up, are up to date on their vaccines.
And that shocks me because everybody knows that people 65 and over have a much more difficult time with COVID.
UC Berkeley infectious disease specialist Dr. John Schwartzberg says there's also a slower than normal uptick in the number of those getting the flu vaccine.
You know, it's right in our face that flu is bad right now, worse than it's been in over a decade for this time of the year. COVID is bad and getting worse, and we have vaccines for both of these.
Many point to vaccine fatigue as the cause of this tepid response, and Schwartzberg says it's a real thing.
I am tired of dealing with COVID. I'm certainly not happy that I also have to be dealing with RSV and now really influenza. You know, I'm tired of all of that. And so it takes a lot more energy for me to go out and get my booster and for me to make sure I have that mask on. But, you know, so far to date, I'm finding that energy to do it. And I wish other people would do it as well.
But he says getting the numbers up is not easy.
You know, it's sort of that old adage about you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
But Schwartzberg says there's no denying what's here and what's coming. He says public health officials need to do more to get the word out and be more specific about how people can protect themselves.
Being up to date with your vaccines and wearing a mask when you're indoors in public, those two things alone go a long way to keeping you safe. And you add just a few other things onto that, like if you're going to parties, making sure that people have tested before they go and that no one is going to be there who has any symptoms at all, that you have good ventilation indoors. All these things go a long way to protecting you and to protecting others.
Dan Kerman, KRON 4 News.